Speaking of going to church,
Yes.
y'all hear about the Annabelle situation?
I heard a little bit about Annabelle,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure about everything that went down with them.
With
Well,
them?
Annabelle,
Yeah.
excuse me.
I mean, it's supposedly an entity. I don't know if anybody follows the whole saga of Annabelle and John and Elaine Warren
I know.
or Lorraine. I said
Right.
Elaine. They sound the same. Anyway, so they had this doll that had a lot of chaos with it. If you guys have never seen the movie,
Oh, we know about it.
Yeah.
Yo, we know about
Yeah.
it.
So this doll has an entity attached to it that they haven't been able to exorcise, and John and Lorraine have since passed, and their daughter and son-in-law have decided to take this doll on tour, which again, that's money, but
I didn't know you could move it.
yeah, you weren't supposed to, and
You weren't
that's what
supposed to.
John and Lorraine had said. Don't move it. Well, in their infinite wisdom, and probably trying to line their pockets,
Mhm.
they have taken this doll on tour, and the places that the doll has gone to has experienced some major things. Some of it good, some of it not so good, and I say some of it good,
Some of it good.
because a plantation down south that was notorious for abuse of slaves and all sorts of things.
You had to define that. I think when you say plantation, we
well,
already know.
I mean, this one was, they were all bad, but this one
Yeah.
was notorious for having some of the most evil people on that plantation that just did terrible things, and it burnt down, and they couldn't find a cause.
So
allegedly.
what? Annabelle went through there or something? I don't understand. How did
she
that?
was
What's
in
the
that
connection?
town. She was I'm misquoting maybe a little bit, but she was at something in that same town, and they couldn't find a reason for the fire, so people started speculating.
That had nothing to do with Annabelle.
Ish.
Folks is tired.
Folks let that shit burn.
Yes, and that's what a lot of people are saying. And then, of course, there's the other people that is like, well, it's a piece of history. It's not a good history. Regardless, that
Fuck that
type of
history.
situation
Nah.
has followed that doll. And as a matter of fact, she allegedly went missing.
She went out on a date.
Yes.
She went out for a drive.
I mean, we all date Satan sometimes. And then there's this whole thing of people trying to find her, and a lot of unfortunate events that have been very closely linked to that doll or that entity. So I didn't know how you guys felt about that, but
she was probably in the motel with some umbrellas on her.
just batting away the bullshit.
But wait a minute, was that associated with that plantation that burned a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
Okay.
That's
People
not
are-
associated with Chica.
Not Chica, the internet.
Yeah, the internet. Yeah. I don't even know how you link them two together.
Well, that was the whole thing people were asking. And of course, people got political. Like, it's the Democrats' fault or it's the, Republicans' fault. And I'm like, how do you make a demon doll into politics? But the reason it came up was because that sort of destruction has
As
followed
always.
it.
I had so
And
much
you
to
can
say
only
when
take
you said
Go ahead, say it.
demon in politics.
It's like
Well,
it goes hand
Yes.
in hand, but
yes, the
still.
coincidence,
Did you hear
when it
about that?
happens
Oh,
once or
never mind.
twice, it's a coincidence. But as it starts to follow, now granted, there's terrible things that happen all the time everywhere, but it seems to track along with the
Annabelle.
stops that she's making in the same town. I don't know how accurate that is. Again, it's the internet. People put out whatever they want.
But okay, going back to the original Annabelle thing, she was locked up in a case in a museum, right? You have to have permission to take that doll.
Well, they
How
own
could-
it.
Yeah,
She
that was their
own.
Because their parents
Yeah.
owned it, so
Yeah.
they.
Okay.
Well, her parents, they owned the doll, and they
Mhm.
say you don't move it from wherever it is, but they took it out on tour. Matter of fact, I was
So
hoping.
they made money off of that?
Oh, I'm sure they're making
Let's
millions
take
off of that.
Kelsey's.
No, but
Oh.
I heard Annabelle was opening up for Cat Williams. She's on tour right now. 6 city tour.
She's probably taller than Cat too.
She's
probably taller than Cat.
She's probably
Somebody said she probably
taller than
Jimmy
Cat.
said she probably taller
Oh
than Cat.
man,
That's crazy.
Here I am under 5 foot. Like,
Yeah, that's
But yeah. So and actually, so in the movies, the doll looks very creepy. But I don't know if you guys know this, but
I saw the actual picture of the
is,
doll.
yeah, it looks like a Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Ann doll. That's what.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So it doesn't look as creepy, but the things are.
you guys who just now turned in, you probably missed our haunted version of Talking Shit a few episodes back, like episode 10 or something like that. And that's when we got
One of the cat's kids.
one of the cats.
What
kids.
cat?
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Oh,
He said, I
Who
took him
wrote
in
That
that?
was a
too.
follow-up.
I took him in too. I didn't care.
Yeah, right. I think right. And I'm gonna feed all my kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feed off my baby.
Yeah.
Annabelle, feed on my baby.
Ladies and gentlemen,